Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
We will wait for 5 minutes for student. Yes, ma'am.
Can we start?
Yeah, ma'am. You can start.
Okay, good afternoon to all students over here. So, students, you remember I was actually in the last few sessions, I was talking about generative AI, and I told you that I'm going to continue with those topics for the rest. And today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take up one field of business, which is marketing. And we are going to this function of business, which is called marketing. And we are going to learn today how generative AI is used by marketers all over the world. And it's a huge trend which is happening. And what they are doing, how they are using a generative AI tools to create marketing the strategies or the campaign. So we will start with that. Just give me a few seconds. I'm going to share my presentation. Okay, so we are all set to go. So the topic today is very interesting. This is about how generative AI is revolutionizing the digital marketing. And I found certain very interesting tool which can be used to make a very easy way that you can give a prompt, a command properly and specifically, and you can create a video ad, you can create a poster, you can create a marketing strategies or a social media post or a hashtag campaign, anything. So we're going to learn about that because initial sessions we were talking about generative AI, where text to text, text to image, text to videos, all those components. Now let us understand the application of it in one of the functions I took. I will be also showing you certain cases where generative AI tools were used to create certain ad campaign, and it looks like that it was done really like you have shot the video and you have done it in a traditional way. So before going ahead, let us understand that how generative AI tools are widely used by marketers all over the world. So Salesforce.com, you all might know it that it is one of the biggest CRM company and also in marketing. So Salesforce.com basically surveyed over 1,000 marketers as a part of its generative AI snapshot series. And they found that 51% are currently using generative AI and additional 22% plan to use it very soon. So it is totaling around nearly 3/4 of the marketers. So however, over a third, that means 39% also say that they don't know how to safely use generative AI. So these are those set of people who don't know how to use generative. They've heard about it, but they don't know how to use it. Maybe we all have heard about it, but how it is productively used. The purpose of having a generative AI or open AI was basically for the benefit of human being and enhance their productivity. So there is also a concern. These people, 39% people also said that we've heard about generative AI, but we don't know how safely we can use generative AI to, for the marketing purpose. They also had a concern that its accuracy and report, they also felt that the human intervention is necessary in this, and they need to be proper trained. Then their data has to be fed because AI doesn't do anything without data. So they have to feed the trusted customer data into these tools effectively to work. So basically, after this survey, it was found that the marketer need to be trained to realize the potential of generative AI. And that's the reason students today in business management, the students or in any of the field, the students are basically trained onto this. That how do you use generative AI tool to felicitate certain business function, especially marketing. We started with marketing, then it has also gone to HR and all. So maybe in next sessions we can talk about HR. So while marketing are exciting, it's all about finding opportunities. So it's the opportunity of generative AI to transfer the marketing is huge, but many feel they are unprepared to take the full advantage of it. So this is one research which has come up from Salesforce, and it said that 43% saying that they don't know how to get the most value out of this generative AI tools. And 54% of the marketer believe generative AI training programs are important for them to successfully use generative AI in their roles. And 70% says that employers does not yet provide generative AI training. This is a survey which was done by Salesforce.com to find out that how can the organization leverage on generative AI tool and use it. So the employees said, we want to use it, but the employers are not providing us. We want to use it, but we are not trained to how to use, so we need training. So the marketer are using the generative AI, to do certain things like content creation, of any ads, or maybe writing scripts for video productions, or it can be a blog, it can be a channel, or it can be a social media post, or writing copies. So many see a kind of a 53% of people in the marketer feel that generative AI is going to be a game changer. And they said that it has an ability to transform the way they analyze the data, personalize the message content. Not only they can, use it for writing a marketing content, but also they can use it for sending emails to the client with a better content, better words, vocabularies. And they can also build marketing campaign and optimize even SEO, search engine optimization. So few examples if we take, like if we use combination of data analysis and natural language processing, NLP, the machine learning algorithm, generative AI tool have the ability to create content which is tailor-made to your target audience. If your target audience are college students and you're planning some campaign for them, then you can make a tailor-made content which is best suitable, which is most likable by these set of students. Okay. So by analyzing the consumer behavior and identifying the pattern, you can actually make the AI interact with a particular brand and create a unique content strategy, which will be based on certain data which you may feed to the AI, like preference of customers, the interaction with the customers shopping behavior pattern, and then you can send promotional mails which can be more personalized and more targeted. This is what the era which we have. So one size fit for all doesn't work today. So what are we doing here? Text generation, like for example, GPT chatbot is basically using a generative AI by the marketer to use AI generated text, email campaign for the email, what kind of content they can write through that. They can create the content for email, social media posts, blog articles. They can do script writing using this text to text, generative AI, which is chat GPT, and storytelling for advertisement, storyboard they can create. They can create a product descriptions because see, content writing is not all about creating the content for a good ad or maybe a good poster, the content, or maybe a social blog or a posting. It is also about how you're packaging. So branding also starts from packaging. On the packaging, what you write is very important. So how do you describe your product? How clear, how concise, how engaging it is. Okay. So, this is how basically, if you see, this is one example which I took, where I went to the chat GPT and wrote, example of advertisement for a new electric car model. And it has given me all kind of suggestion. that say goodbye to gas stations, hello to the new era of sustainable driving. But that's not all. The electric car model. So you can go through this. It will give you a lot of good content. And you can regenerate the content if you don't want it. So this is one thing. Next is in image generation. First example was text generation. In that you can write the content of the blog, social media post, or poster, or packaging on what content can be coming with through that. Then the second is, can you create a better image for your poster, for your blog, for your videos also? So here are few ways in which image generations can happen with a generative AI tool like, just I'll give you some example. First, I'll show you one video, but before that, I'll tell you that there are a lot of tools available like DALL-E, but now DALL-E is not free. You have to buy certain credit to do it, but those are very cheap also, because it is better than paying it to a marketing consultant, huge amount in lakhs. You can do with DALL-E, which is an OpenAI product like ChatGPT, but it's an image generative AI. So you can create, what else you can do? With generative AI, you can create highly realistic image of your product that can be used on an online store, social media. I don't know how many of that when Apple iPad was designed, and it was designed on a paper. Every product, when the design of the product comes, and I don't know, you people should know about it, that not only when you go for a patent, you can patent a technology, you can patent a new product, you can also go for a design patent. Okay, design patent mean that you can patent a particular design. I have got one patent on design. So what you can do is, like for iPad also they did, for Coca-Cola, the logo which is written, the bottle shape, that was designed on a paper. Like this, many products are designed. So like this, instead of any using your imagination, what you can do is, you can go and design image of the product. You can design an online store layout, the social media layout, and all those kinds, engaging visual, appealing way you can do that. You can do something called visual branding now. In marketing, it's a big term now. So generative AI can be used to create visual branding materials such as logos, graphics, okay, slogans, and all. You can also try something called visual try-on. Generative AI can be used to create visual try-on experience, which allow the customers to visualize how product will look on them. For example, like I was working with some engineering student in my campus long time back before Corona. When the Corona actually hit India, at that time, we were working on an e-commerce site. And some of the engineering students said that, ma'am, how can we create a value proposition for product for the customer? And it was a dress material. And then we thought we will do customization. We will make, like, if you have a certain size, you can suppose you size doesn't fit, then you have to take the material to the dress to a tailor and get it fitted to your body shape. So what happens here? We thought we will do customization, but then students said, ma'am, no, we want some value proposition which anybody doesn't give, because we are competing with big shark like Myntra, Amazon, and all these companies. Then we came out and they developed this. We patent that. It is in the process. Maybe in a few months we will get it. And the patent was virtual dressing room. And this virtual dressing room is that because what happened that after Corona, people would little be reluctant to, wear the dresses worn by somebody else and try. Because when you go outside, what do? You try on the dress on yourself in the trial room, and you see if it is looking good on you. So virtual trying or virtual trial room are like this, where it allows the customer to visualize how the product is going to look on you without wearing the product. It can be a lipstick also. So without applying the lipstick, you can just use that. Even in Zoom, you have various video filters and other things. You can just use any lipstick color and it will come on you. So that is the basic kind of thing you can try on. How you can, this is called visual try on. Then you have something in this marketing world called ad creatives. So generative AI can also be used to create ads that are very engaging and that has a visual appeal. Okay. So I will show you a video, And this is a video of ad creator, which stands out from the competition. And this video is generated by AI. It is not shot and it is not manually. This video is created by, or there are a lot of images, so you can just go through this video once. Actually speaking, Hinge Ketchup, which is a very popular company, they actually generated the packaging and the image, how the bottle will look. You know, the shape of the bottle will look with the help of generative AI. And the design they have generated from AI. So Tomato Ketchup Company did that. They created this entire labeling and the packaging of this entire, the bottle shape. Initially, the shape was triangle, a kind of this, but they created this shape with the help of generative AI, and which was really successful. One more example I will give of video generation. So the third one, the first one was text generation, the second one was image, third one is called video generation. Now, video generation application of generative AI is useful in marketing. In what way? You create video ads. So with generative AI, business can create high quality videos, which can be on the YouTube or in maybe traditional media like TV. You can use it on various platforms, even on the social media, or maybe any of the sharing site, or maybe on the blogs. So it can help basically a company to increase their brand awareness and drive conversion rate. So you can also go ahead and create a video of product demo by generative AI tool, and you have to hardly spend anything on that if you're really creating with some brand ambassador. So again, then I will show you here, because if you remember the last session, I told you that you can't just simply in the generative video tool, you can just take a one particular celebrity and use that celebrity to create that. You can't do that because there is an ethical and legal concern. Not ethical, I'll say. Ethical is always there, but it's illegal. So I'm going to show you an ad. This is an ad which is created using generative AI. Okay. And this is an Hollywood actor. And this Hollywood actor is actually not acted or not shot for this. But then his consent was there because he was a brand ambassador of that particular company.
I am not Morgan Freeman. What you see is not real. Well, at least in contemporary terms, it is not. What if I were to tell you that I'm not even a human being? Would you believe me? What is your perception of reality? Is it the ability to capture, process, and make sense of the information our senses receive? If you can see, hear, taste, or smell something, does that make it real? Or is it simply the ability to feel? I would like to welcome you to the era of synthetic reality. Now, what do you see?
Okay.
I am not.
Okay. Before we go ahead with generative AI, we also need to have a little bit knowledge about, and I suppose you might have learned about it, but I'll just brush you up on this about narrow versus general AI. So for some people, the thought of artificial intelligence will give them an image of a killer robot, or make them think about a killer robot trying to take over the world, killing you. And most probably when I tell that Everybody thinks about Chitty from, robot movie, but it can be a movie like Terminator 2, okay, James Cameron movie. Or so the AI, what we have today is far from that. Okay, it's not reached to that state. So let us look at the three different types of artificial intelligence to give you a better idea of what each one does. So firstly, we have something called narrow AI. Okay, so the narrow artificial intelligence, or it is called narrow AI, is when a machine is designed to do one task better than a human ever could have done, or we would have now. This includes your digital assistant, algorithm feeds on social media, and generative AI also, certain cases. Narrow AI need to be trained on lot of data in order to spot pattern and to make statistical prediction. But it can't transfer its knowledge to another task. So when an AI is able to transfer its know-how to something new, similar to what human can do, that's called general artificial intelligence. Okay. So general AI is what we are most familiar with from science fiction movies, books, TV, the voice of the Scarlett, in the movie called Johnson, on movie called Hers. It is a very nice movie. Or Star Wars, if you remember, most of you might have seen Star Wars. So you may remember from there. So these days, there are a lot of companies like Microsoft, Google, Meta, and OpenAI are putting millions of dollars into research that will lead to general AI. And we are not yet there, but there is no consensus about when we will be there. So the one perspective says we talk about super intelligence, and sometimes we get very scared about that because we say that super intelligence will be referring to something called singularity, which is, what is the singularity? You might have seen a movie also on singularity. It means that when the intelligence of machine eclipses of the collective intelligence of humanity. What does it mean? It means that it overpowers the intelligence of humanity. So no one knows when or if the super intelligence will ever happen. Till now, it does not happen. And that's why it is important to develop guidelines, regulation that will always put people first, or that will also propose that how people can control this technology, not the technology controls people. So we are not yet reached that. So, but soon, if how the AI is progressing, we will be there. So the current focus is getting a handle on narrow AI. What companies are using, what we see around us is narrow AI, whether it is an Alexa or Siri or whatever it is. So it has its own limitations. It can help you in achieving your business goal, but there's a lot of challenges. So so when we are using it to supplement our creative department with an AI writing, designing app, maybe it is helping us you to customize your digital ad in real time, what we are talking about now. You could be looking for a trend from analytic data to get insight on customer behavior. So narrow AI, students, is all about statistical prediction and data. Okay, so this is about narrow AI, which we see all around us. Now let's focus on the marketing concept. How generative? Our topic is how generative AI is used by marketers. So we need to now understand 4 AI concepts marketers need to know if they want to use AI, generative AI. So before the marketer delve into AI tool, they might use them for your brand, or it is idea that they have to understand some basic AI concepts. Okay, so let us look at this. There are 4 concepts. One is NLP, natural language processing. The second is computer vision. Next session, I'm going to talk about computer vision. Actually, my one session was missed, so today was supposed to be the computer vision with some demo and all. And the third one is multimodal learning. And the last one is generative AI, which we are discussing. So I'm going to start with generative AI. because that's what our session is all about. Okay. And we are hearing a lot about it. So generative AI describe what happens when a machine is able to produce something original based on written request. A simple way to think of it is prompt to create. So there are a lot of courses available now online on prompt engineering, especially for developers. So you can just go through that because it's all about how do you create prompt and how do you make prompt understand or interface with the database. So you describe what you want in the prompt and the AI bring it to the life. How does it do all this? So we all have understood till now that generative AI uses NLP, natural language processing, or NLP to, in quotation, understand the connection between words, and it can predict what might come next. We've already discussed about that. Okay. In order to provide a human sounding output, NLP also need to be trained on vast amount of data, very big volume of data. And where there is something very important here with text to text, which is called large language model. This also we have discussed in some sessions. So LLM, large language modeling, which is the base of your generative AI, reads and processes data from websites, digital book, social media posts, blogs, many kind of, can be Wikipedia also, or something else. There are many public sources of online text. Once an NLP has been trained, it can use its knowledge to offer a good guess. Okay. And this guess is about if you write a sentence, okay, like for example, bird of same feather, and you leave it, it will complete the sentence. It will understand what it is and what should come next based on the training on the various kinds of data into it. It will complete a paragraph. It will craft a verbal response that makes sense. Okay. So in some way, NLP let a machine understand words. Computer vision is all about the way an AI see the world and interpret it. And it does that in a different way from people. So when you see a chair, for example, if you see a chair, it doesn't matter that whether the chair is having a leather or it is upholstery or it is made up of wood or it is upside down, whatever way you can see a particular picture of chair, you will make out that this is a chair as a human being. But machine need to be trained on many different images of chair of all shapes, all size in order to help them in distinguish between them. Because they don't possess the reasoning ability what we have. And that can lead AI to do mistakes. So until I'll show that in the next session, I will take you to the demo. Today also I will use certain tools to give you certain demos. So until recently, there was a very big progress. NLP and computer vision operated as separate domain now. Initially, it used to be considered as one. And breakthrough in the multimodal learning. Okay. Let machine combine several data to produce creative results. So the text to image design will soon, be paving the way into your life. And it's already started. And it will also create huge difference in how you create videos, music, synthetic voices, 3D scenes, and lot more. But it all depends on the prompt engineering. All depends on the quality of your prompt and expressing how you write and describe what you want in the prompt. So the prompt engineering is a very good skill for marketing. So most of the companies are asking now the marketing professionals to basically do a course on prompt engineering. Just give me a second. So I'll talk a little bit about prompt engineering, not much, but a little bit. So it's all about how do you craft a marketing prompt. Okay. So as I mentioned before that AI is all about prediction, and in many cases, they are really very good. Their accuracy is really good. But AI does not have intuition. It can't read your mind. So to get what you want, you have to prepare a detailed instructions that can be easily understood by the machine. And that's called prompt engineering. And it is becoming a new marketing skills. Recently, I was talking to one of the students who got a job in Morgan, not Morgan Stanley, I think LG, yeah, in Dubai. And he was saying that, ma'am, I was asked when I started joining this, I was given an online link to do a course on prompt engineering. Then that's why I started thinking about it. And I started doing my own research and my learning on it. So prompt engineering is becoming a new marketing skill students today. Prompt engineering, and as a developer, you have to be able to create those prompt technology. And this prompt engineering is for those people who are using the generative AI tool for marketing. So prompt engineering is strategic use of language as an input. So let the AI know the parameters for creative output you want to see. In any way, many ways, it is like a coding. Okay? Except the symbol you are using are words. So while your colleagues are at work and might be able to fill in the blanks when you ask them to do something, when you do all these games, generative AI can only respond to what is included in the prompt, how you defined in the prompt. That's why you want to make sure that you are descriptive when you're writing the command in the either in the chat GPT or DALL-E or whatever you're using as a generative AI tool. You have to be very specific. I will show you some demo on that by specifying details like length, format, tone, the audience you are trying to reach, whose perspective it's from. If you want your output to have bullet points or headers, you have to tell that. For example, I heard one of the faculty came to me and he said, ma'am, our job has become because the faculties need to now make question banks for the universities, and the software chooses the question from there and make a question paper. So what was happening is, they said, ma'am, initially it was very difficult to, make question bank with all kinds of action words and Bloom taxonomy, whatnot. And they said, now, ma'am, we can even the MCQ. So now you just have to go to the chat GPT and you have to write the topic and you have to specify whether you want MCQ and whether you want MCQ with the answer, whether you want the drop down MCQ, whether you want the long answer, 5 marker, 4 marker, all these you can specify and you can get it. So it is basically that how you are specifying what you want, then only you get what you've specified. Because as I said, it won't go and read your mind and understand that this is not what you wanted. So same goes for image generation. You need to paint a picture in the word of image you might have imagined in your mind. Okay. So there are a lot of trial and error involved in prompt engineering and you need to figure out to become this. You and your team will need to actually, if you are in marketing, test any new generative AI tool that are used. Okay. So this is one particular, article. If you people are interested in reading, you can read this. Like this article is on AI Whisperer, that this is on prompt engineering, that how do you whisper to the AI to get the work done. So I thought I may specify this. I am trying to read this book online. It's a very good book. So it's about prompt engineering, as I said. So it uses a scientific approach, the approach is scientific, that which help you in recording, assessing, testing, adapting, and developing best practices. So prompt engineering is all about this. Now let's go to something called AI and writing in marketing. How AI writers and AI design tools are available for marketers. Okay. So, you know that the time when you are racing against a deadline, when you are working in a company, a lot of deadline you have to reach. Even as a student also, you will get an assignment and there's a deadline and you're panicking during that time. You have to come up with some. At that time, what do? You just go copy fast, because the blank screen is staring at you, and you need to know that I have to start from somewhere and you don't have time to think. Well, this is where the job of the generative AI. You just have to enter your prompt and press, and your superhero copy is ready to be flashed. Okay. So you will need to know what you want. That start with your objective and your content. So if you are making a creative ad, okay, or you're making a blog post or Instagram caption or ideas for headline, you have to have certain things very clear in mind. First, whose perspective? One is the objective. The first one is objective of your content. The second one is a perspective that whose perspective are you writing it from? Is it for customer at what age? Is it for housewife? Is it for students? Is it for professionals? And which platform are you using to promote it? Are you using YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, or maybe Pinterest, whatever? And what tone you want to convey? Once you get your first output, review it closely and make sure it is accurate. Are you certain? You have to be certain that everything what you wanted you have got. Otherwise, you have to keep on doing prompt engineering, trial and error method to get what you want. That's why prompt engineering courses are good for marketing people. Okay, so when you get something, you have to actually, as a manager or as a person, decide whether your ad inspire your customer to take some action. Because today we are living in a digital era, and the ads are all interactive. Marketing campaigns are all interactive, and you have action buttons, and you want the customers to respond, and you get the data that how many people respond, like click through rate, open through rate, all those kinds, or CPC, like cost per click, used as a marketing strategy. So and sometimes you get some criticism on certain ads on social media. So that is also feedback. So if it doesn't meet your standard, then you have to refine your plan. For example, you are creating some ad, and you think from the perspective of your previous experience with previous ads, what kind of emotion or what kind of reaction will you get from the if it's not just regenerate. So let's see how one example that how a brand can put AI writing into action. So I'll take some example here. I'll take some cases over here. Okay. We will take a case. Let's say this girl is Audrey, and she's a founder of a bakery. And you can name the bakery as anything, Topsy Turvy or anything like that. I named it as Topsy Turvy. And she wants to create a social media post. And she wants a visual which will be amazing. And she doesn't want to spend too much because it's a startup company. And they need to write also the content of that post. And she doesn't want to take any risk on that. So Audrey, so if we ask Audrey, would you, and your first thing is when we are making some ad, we ask the person, what do they want? So we ask the Audrey that whether they have thought about using generative AI to create a caption or maybe a hashtag campaign or maybe a photo or video on the Instagram. So Audrey has not done it. So first thing is, in this case, is a prompt to describe the photo. So you have to know from Audrey, from your client, that what they want to promote, how they want to create awareness. Is it an awareness campaign, or it's a sales promotion campaign, or what it is? So when let's say in this case, let's say we asked Audrey and she said that, she had a rivalry from a neighborhood shop, which actually sells lemon vanilla cupcake and ice sugar cookies. And she says that mine is better, but that's people because that particular shop is very old, and they have a lot of people who are going them, but all of them are basically old people who have retained their loyalty with that particular shop. So she said that I want to capture, I can't capture these old people because these old people are very loyal to that particular, the competitor of Audrey, cake shop. So she wanted, let's say she says that I want to target the men and women in the age between 18 to 34. And when you ask her another input, because you have to ask those questions to find out what a particular client want. And then you come up and you say, okay, fine, what else? Then she says that I want an ad where I want to tell them that I want, just a minute. Just give me a few seconds, students. I have some people, I have to just tell them something and then I'll come back to you. Okay. So sorry about this. So there are many AI writing generators you can use, and we list some helpful tool. I may pass on some of the exercise files to Harinakshi ma'am, and maybe Kionix can share that with you all. It has a lot of tools because I cannot tell you all the tools. Few I can demonstrate, but not all. And there are some exercise files also. If you want, if you're interested, you can go ahead and try that. So, what I actually try to do, this is just a guessing case, I just picked up something from internet and I'm trying to do this. And I went to Chat GPT and I put whatever the Audrey want, like for example, she said that I want young women in the age group of this. I want them to know that they're going to spend a lot of good time there and they will be relaxed. They can have good privacy over there in my cafe. They will not be disturbed. All those things she wanted to project in her ad. Okay, just a minute. 4 o'clock बोलूंगी 4 o'clock. हाँ मैं 4 o'clock आती. Okay, so when I did this, I tried everything. I wrote everything that what kind of business she has, little bit of description. You can write 3-4 lines description. It doesn't matter. You can write a paragraph description also. And ultimately, I got this because she wanted an image as well as text. The image. So this is done with the help of ChatGPT 4 because ChatGPT 4 can have the capability of generating image also. So this image was generated. Even in GPT-3 also, there is some extent you can do it, but ChatGPT-4 is better than that. So it could generate this kind of image, a decorative cupcake, which looks so different from the other because if you see there's a duck sign and all. So this can come up, these unique images. I regenerated and ultimately I found that this was the best which I could get. And also the Instagram hashtag, thing, and which is again copyright free. So then at the same time, there's a lot of consciousness about. So there's also one of the things that people want to tell because when it comes to cakes and all, people are very conscious about health. People are very conscious about a lot of junk food gone into their stomach. So all these we've been taken care in this particular way. Okay, so this is how I did it. This is a screenshot of that. Okay, now let's talk about AI and design in marketing. Maybe how do you create a logo? How do you create a particular design? So sometimes it is very challenging that in digital world where most of the things are visual storytelling or about content writing. Both visual storytelling and content writing go hand in hand. Okay. And it's also explained why there is so much excitement about now these new tools on text to image generation, because they let you use the word to describe the visual, which I showed you just now. And you can imagine and you can just see the result in seconds. Sometimes the images are really, really very good. Like the one which I have tried so many times and got a good one, and I showed you. Other time, there are many times. So it's all about trial and error method. Sometimes they can get you the image which are very silly and weird because the entire quality depends on two things. One, your prompt. And second thing is the data which is fed to train the AI to make it understand that what kind of image can be generated from the experience it has gained from the data. So it is a very good idea to get your designer involved in the process very early. Because what happens in the marketing people, first, as I said that initially the traditional ways that the advertisement creative people have imagination about your product. Or you ask your client, they will tell that this is how my image should, I want this to project it for my product. And then you gave an imagination, you have to create imagination about that product in the mind of people. So if you involve a designer in the very early process, it will help you to focus your prompt and fine tune the output, what you want about your brand. So AI writing, be sure that your prompt clearly describes the picture you see in your mind or you want to create in the ad or in the mind of the consumer. Okay. You also have to mention the format that you're looking for. It can be a particular color palette. It can be a particular style. It may have a classic background. It may have a modern background. It may have many, many things. So you should be prepared to tweak your prompt. So pay attention to the one that gives you the best results and also add elements which are unique and which can give you the result what you're expecting. So there are many tools to choose from, and for doing this, which range from free to paid, like it includes DALL-E E2. Stable diffusion is very good. Midjourney is also very, very good, but most of you might be using Canva and Adobe. So They also have generative AI in one of the classes I've shown you, Adobe Firefly. And also you have something called Tone, which is a startup company and which has integrated NLP and computer vision to speed up the creation of presentation slides. You can create a beautiful presentation and slide in with a prompt and with good things. So let us see the example how. I'll take one more example where a brand can put AI, use AI to produce something. So let's say Leslie Richardson is a marketing director for hotel, a boutique hotel chain in UK. And it prides itself, and they have a USP that they have outstanding customer service. They're known for that. Their customers are very loyal. They come back because of services. So they are planning to open a lavish but budget-friendly resort in Italy. And they want to look, they are looking for an inspiration for decor. Okay. So they want to know that what kind of decor. I'm talking about from ad, I'm coming to now decor. So for that, you have to hire an interior designer, a design agency, brief them, and the design, your team have to very clearly tell them that what idea you want, how you visualize the idea, right? So the copywriters have to then write certain scripts and certain thing. So instead of that, if we try the same thing, we tried from text to image generator and describe the resort, ask the people what kind of image or what kind of printing they want. And so one of the things which they said that this particular hotel will be mostly targeting young couple on honeymoons and romantic gateways. So they said that we want something, to show on our Instagram that the romantic people can come and it is a gateway for them, this particular resort in Italy. So I wrote some prompt. It is not visible here properly. And I came up with this image. See here. This was generated. This was in Adobe Firefly. So you can see here that a young couple on a romantic gateway seated in a room on two colorful chairs. If you can see here, right? This interior is very important because the hotel people don't want to. They want to show the concept that the target audience is romantic couples. At the same time, they want to give the audience a glimpse of how the room design can be because most of the people are attracted with the ambience. So if you see here, the chair with a geometric design, you can see here, right? It has a very unique design. Between them, there is an antique wooden table, you see here. And behind the table is an arrangement of flower, okay? And we only see their back because they're facing toward the window. And maybe this window is looking forward. If you can see a blue color, maybe a sea or something. So let's see how. So this young couple, which shows that they are in peace and they are totally what they want, they're getting. So this image is awful. So I just wrote certain things and 2-3 times I mentioned and it came up with this image. Okay. So this is called text to image AI. Okay. It creates a visual for ads. It can be used as a blog post. It can be used as email newsletter, or you can even keep it as a story on social media. So text to image design, when it comes to text to image design, the sky is the limit. You can go way beyond your visual standard. First, you should imagine and it should come, and then you can keep on adding element until you're satisfied with what you want and your client is satisfied. Okay. So now the next thing is about, now from image, we'll move to video marketing. Okay. So when it comes to video, we always think about video production and we always think about, okay, light, camera, action, like shooting. So do you need that? Do you need a production house? Do you need a studio? Do you need all those kinds of, cameras and software and team, staff, scheduling? So many things are involved in this. Okay. video production has always been a very complex and labor intensive task. Because, as I said, you needed a script, you need a direct actor, you need director, you need a cinematography, you need a audio engineer, editor, you need a musician. So, and also you need a very great story, engaging story. So social media and mobile tech has simplified this process. People are shooting videos now with the help of simple iPhone. So like this, the marketing is also being transformed in terms of creating video ads with the help of generative AI. Okay. So what you can do now is you can just a minute. You can just prompt AI to create a script that your team can then revise, ask it to develop characters, backstories. You can use text to image generator to come up with some cool ideas for set and decor. You can paste your script into video creation app like Lumen 5 or upload image, and AI will create a motion capture video with text, your image, some stock images, what you have. Only thing is you have to think from the copyright issue. Okay. Lumen 5, I can show you that later. Okay. The Lumen 5 thing, which can be used if it is working in my, because I don't remember the ID and password, but I'll still try. So Lumen 5 is one of the very good, yeah. So it's a very good video editing tool. So you can use that. In video is also one, which I'll try to show you. You can add audios. You can just give a command in the prompt and it will do everything for you, and you can just customize it. Okay. Now, can AI go beyond writing and designing? Till now, we learned that it can design ad for you for your social media post. It can write content for your social media post, for your video script. It can write. It can make a background. It can make everything. It can do. Okay. So how are you, trying to use, for example, your customer service chatbot for starter? Can you go beyond that? Like your customer service chatbot will listen, nod, and smile and solve problems and respond to the question using synthetic voice. So the marketer will be able to code it using natural language processing. Okay? And no code app that let you imagine a conversational code, because next class I will be teaching you about how to create a chatbot without any code. Okay, that is also generative AI only. Okay, so when we speak about customer services, generative AI is being integrated today by the company into customer relationship management, CRM platform like Salesforce, Marketo, all of them. These tools are helping the companies to do that. They help you in personalizing, organizing, manage your email campaign. It will be able to summarize your email and craft responses, marketing messages, reduce the time you spend messaging, managing your inbox. So generative AI will let you set up and manage project with prompt. Everything is all about it. Okay. How do you have a better prompt description given? There are major platforms like Google, Metaverse already offer you AI and ad optimization. AI app like Google Ad has come up with a feature called AI ad optimization. You can even create an entire blog with an AI generator or a website content. You have to just input the idea, audience, budget, and channel, and the AI will create and place your ad for maximum ROI, return on investments. You can even create your own personal AI assistant to keep track of your day schedule, appointment, assist you with research, relationship management, and creativity. There are many things in the marketing people are doing basically. So AI, now we're going to talk about the integration of AI, metaverse, and immersive marketing. Right? Maybe you might have heard about the word called immersive marketing. So let's fast forward a few years to a time when immersive technology like augmented reality or mixed reality and the metaverse are in full swing. What part will generative AI play in this mixed reality future? Well, you can bet artificial intelligence will feature in many immersive apps to ensure that the digital assets appear where and when they're supposed to. Like Pokemon, if you remember. So if you use generative AI, then in that case, you can just control it in the way you want it. So generative AI could become a superhero tool that let you dream, create, iterate, and bring visual scenes to life right before your eyes. So for instance, what if you wanted to take your customer to a desert? Okay. Or if you want to take your customer to a beach or breathtaking view in the desert, anything like that. So generative AI tool will let you describe your vision, create it instantly. It will be able to refix and refine it by changing your prompt. It will insert your brand into surrounding in the subtle way, the way it is done. This is all I have done it, and I'm just showing you the screenshot because I've done it with the Windows desktop, but I have it in the Mac. It sometimes those certain tools doesn't work. So take a look at this image, and you can see that you can here if you can spot you can make the marketing can make a museum or a tourist, a tour for a particular spot. So AI can create a short description of the website you want to create, right? It can give you a contest. It will give you an image. It will also geolocate that to an object and place. Then if a person want to find out more, they could also put on their AR glasses and information will pop up in front of them in the language of their choice. All these you can do it with generative AI tools like Lumen 5 or maybe in video. Canva also is using some AI tool, or best is Adobe Firefly and Dali. So how about a brand like Two Tree Olive Oil? Okay, suppose this is ad. They have grown well beyond their family business. It's a real ad, actually. I'm showing you the picture. So this is a business of a tree olive oil. And this particular company has a family business and they have olive groups all over the world. So they wanted to celebrate their growers who produce the finest, olive oil, or it's called Evo, they call it. And they wanted to make it a real life. So they created a metaverse space to connect their groups virtually. Let their customer wander from one place to the other. For example, if you want to, I have a product in my hand, let's say iPhone. I have iPhone in my hand and I want to see how this iPhone is produced. So can I take a tour of this and find out that how this is produced in the factory? So this is what the virtual reality, even the Volkswagen, the BMW, they are giving these kinds of virtual tour using the AI. So you can just go to their website, wear a headset, the VR headset, and it can give you a virtual tour of how that particular car is made, or it can give a tour of how you can design your interior of the car. So this can give you a 3D immersive experience in the world of metaverse, where you are AR, you have mixed reality. So this is how AI is helping in this. Right? Now, how do they work? So let us start with our first model, GPT model. So since this is our first and the most important model, let us look into and understand how this model works. So it is actually very easy to understand because the model accepts number of tokens in and return one token out. Okay. These are the tools which I was telling you. So it will take number of tokens in and give you one token out. And what are they? In this example, the sentence is split into multiple. I've shown you this several times. Suppose if we're giving a sentence which get split into multiple words, and some words are also splitted. When, like, which we call stemming, like banker, the stem word or the root word is bank. So bank plus earth, like this. So on that are used more of. Each token will be represented by a number. Okay, you can see here, and that make it easier to do calculation. Okay, so a token is a word or a part of the word, but it is little bit more complicated than this, because what I'm not showing you is that it actually returns a probability list with all different token, all could be the output token. So when you're writing an algorithm, the algorithm then is written in a way that it can choose which one fits the best based on a paragraph that you can define. Okay, so when I use Bing Chat or Chat GPT, for example, it returns me whole sentence. The model executes the algorithm and adds one token, just like blockchain. Then it adds the generative token to the input and generate again and again, like it keeps on adding. So it keeps on doing until certain parameters are satisfied. So language models are not new, but they are still working on it, okay, to improve it. So that's why we comes up with LLM, large language modeling. Okay, so you can imagine the quality which was not best, but it's laid the foundation of next step. The neural network, the transformer that are now used in GPT model, which can take a lot of tokens to predict the next one. Understanding how this model work also make clear that the chatting with the chatbot built on top of GPT model might feel human-like, and it can even show emotions. Okay, it is not pure technical and mathematical. So these models now is so advanced that it can, initially it was not understanding, but they are progressing where you can start understanding the emotion in the text. Okay. Now, as I was telling about prompt engineering, little bit all about prompt engineering, we will talk on in this particular slide. So engineering the prompt is a crucial aspect of utilizing language model like GPT. It has significantly grown to an extent that today the individuals are now adopting a job title of prompt engineer. Many MNC companies are coming, especially marketing jobs. So what does it actually mean? That means that following the definition which I prompt engineering refer to the process of designing and refining the prompt or the instruction given to a language model. It involves formulating clear, specific instruction to elicit the desired response from the model. This was some good definition I got. Now we will dwell deeper into the matter further. Let's visit the, you can visit to this Azure OpenAI. I'll show you if I get time. So if you go to Azure, Microsoft Azure OpenAI Studio, and you explore the process of enhancing prompt in the OpenAI Studio, you can go to the playground section and choose. So first of all, you have to make sure that there are a lot of things which are used. Like one thing is called completion model, and the completion model means that you have to complete the entire prompt, provide the summary of what you want so that it can capture your idea. Okay, and then we click on the generate button and it generate for us the summary of all the things which we have described, and that can work on large document. You can even put a large document also, it doesn't matter. The light limit is not there for the prompt. So one of the functionality of the large language model which is using GPT-3 is summarization, which is also called prompt engineering. So we have a little summary of what we want in the prompt engineering And instead of saying what you want in short notice. Okay. So you need to say exactly.
No, voice is
Maybe
not audible clearly. It's breaking.
okay, I think I'll just stop my video thing. Is it okay now? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now, so this is what actually I was telling you, that prompt engineering is also on the art of learning how to describe and summarize your idea to the prompt. And so Microsoft Azure OpenAI or Microsoft Studio is one. I'll show you the demo of that. And Azure has computation model. It has a lot of OpenAI also, which can be, you can integrate it with WhatsApp. Suppose if you want to set up, you can integrate it with Instagram, you can integrate with Facebook, Twitter also, and you can generate the message for WhatsApp, this and all. So what I'm going to do is, I will now give you a particular couple example of Delhi, so I can't use, but Delhi has two, actually, let me tell you a little bit about Delhi, that Delhi has two different functionality. The first one is image. It will generate an image depending on what you describe. The second one is called manipulation, where again, you are going to give a prompt, but also you will give a picture. It will take a picture also as an input. And based on the prompt and the picture, it will manipulate your request and try to give you the expected output. So DALL-E model is basically a limited private preview on Azure OpenAI services. So we cannot use that because I tried it as a paid one. So you can use Bing Create Web Application. Okay, just give me a second. And this is Bing Create Web Application is publicly available app, and it has an integration of, because it's also from Microsoft. So what Microsoft has done, DALL-E is a little as subscription, but Bing Create Web is open for public, and it is integrated with some of the feature of DALL-E, and it's freely available. So you can immediately start prompting to generate pictures on this. Okay, some of the creation I've already created, which I can show you, which from my history. So I started with a prompt, which I'm showing you here, a house, This I done, I just took some screenshot of that. A house in the middle of the coffee plantation. And we see we have got quite some example of that. Okay. And it has returned 4 different items for me. And let me find, if we fine tune this a little bit, and I just fine tune it. I wanted a sun in a bit in this picture. So I changed my prompt with sun shining on the deck, and immediately we have a brighter picture. So I will just show you that later. Okay. So like this, you can customize the picture. Okay. And suppose instead of coffee plantation, you want to have a house in banana plantation. Those details, you can just keep on refining it. Instead of just having a sun shining on the deck, you actually want the evening sun, right? Different kind of sun. We can alter that again in the prompt. So you just have to mention in the prompt. And we can get a new picture. Or maybe I can add also a couple, enjoying a glass of wine, So you can do that, and it will make a picture of those couples which are not recognizable, which is not a real couple, like the face which does not exist like that. We don't want to, if we don't want to use any plantation, we want to remove that, the original idea, we can update that also. And every time it will generate a photorealistic picture, like a digital. And suppose, let's say in this case, it is a picture which looks like a picture taken from a camera. What if we want a digital art? And this digital art you want to use in social media or a blog post, you can do that also. So it can go to the racks and I'll show you this. Okay. So then I'm also going to show you that how I'm going to help you in, creating ads in something. So I will be using a tool called InVideo. Most of the features are free in this. And what you have to do is you just have to create an account in InVideo. With Gmail also you can log in. You have to just create a video template. This is all AI generative tool. And you can add content to this video. If you can add certain pictures, if you have a stack of pictures, you can upload and add those pictures. You can add script and you can add voice to it. You can add background music, just like Canva. But it will generate the picture for you if you don't have pictures and add that. Okay. And then also, I'm going to show you this. This is going to be a challenge, but before that, let me just go through the demo first, then I'll come to this. This I think I will do to other class. So let me take you students to these thing and show you what I taught you. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. I'm trying to open this, then I just slow. So I'll go to the Bing now and show you. Then I'll go to InVideo. Just give me a second. I'm opening this. I will show you also text generator. So I'll just show you first Microsoft Bing.
No, screen is not shared.
Yeah, I'm just sharing it.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you see now?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't think it was on. Yeah, can you see?
Yeah, ma'am, it's visible.
So this is the Bing image creator. integrated DALI-E also. So I've already logged in. I have only 3 credit because it gives you only few credits to do that. So I'm just going to say the same thing which I gave you example, house. So this is how I'm writing a house in the middle of, all right, coffee. And I click on create. So you can see that it's saying that the robot is creating this. So AI is trying to understand what I said, and it has given me, see, this 4 images which I showed you. So let's say I take one image, or if I just change it and say instead of coffee, let's say I check this one. And now I'm going to customize this. So I'll go to customize. It's going to take time. Let's see. Let's see. So I'm going to a little bit customize with what example I've given you. You need to have a Hotmail account. I don't remember the password. Right. So many sites are there. I don't remember the password. Let's see. Yes. Got my luck. It is going. Anyway, I do not remember my password. It's going to waste time. So what I'll do is I will try to change the prompt there itself, but you can just go ahead and you can create, you can customize the entire thing. Okay. So best thing about the AI is that you have to prove that you are not a robot. Let me do this exercise now. Okay, fine. So I have proven myself that I'm a human being. Good. Let me see. Actually, what happens the day I wanted to take this session, that time I logged in and kept everything ready. So today I was supposed to do something else. Okay, fine, it's gone. Okay. So now you can see that I'm okay. So I want to, let's say, generate an Instagram post about this. So I will just write I'll just add here. So what it is happening this time, students, is that it is basically the which has the data on coffee plantation, banana plantations, and then from there it is picking up the idea and coming up and generating this. So now, so I'll go to the designer studio again. And here in the designer studio, I will be giving a prompt. Give it a second. It's gone back to my design. Close this. House. With we generate this. Right? The net is slow, so it's taking so much of time here. I'll try again, let's see. It actually doesn't take so much of time, but I don't know what is going. I'm really sorry that the image, this is net is very slow here. Fine. So let's say I want to customize this. So I've got this image now. Regenerate. So these are the images which I have got. See, it's not allowing me to customize it. Otherwise, you can just go ahead and customize it and add certain elements into it, and you can preview how it and all those kinds of stuff. You can do it. You can change it from coffee to and try to do that. Then ultimately you can just see that it has changed it to banana plantation. Then you can select from here certain things. Say choose this. Let me try again. Customize it. And let me tell you, these images, what you're generating is all copyright free. Yeah, obviously the Microsoft Azure will have a copyright, but then it is legally it is. Again, it is going to be the same thing. Fine. I can say add from the let me see the words. It should work. Okay, anyway, and it's not working because I have exhausted all the credit is coming in my phone, my email that all credit expired. That's why it's not allowing me to customize. It will give you some 9 or 8 credits to do that. At least one example you can see and do this. I'm going to show you one more example of in video that how you can create a video from AI. So in video is a video generation tool. Can you see this? Can I get a response?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll just show you a video that how you can create a video from there. Stephen, this is a video which I have created where I wanted to show, the businesses. I added certain audio into it. Same thing you can do it with Canva also. I can tell you, Canva also has AI where you can write a text and generate an image and add it to the video. You can add some voice to the video and AI will make a wonderful video for you the way it has done here. So what is the steps to do that? So first thing is that you have to ask AI, see here, it is written. So you have to write a script. Okay. So you have to ask AI to write the script. So let's say if I'm saying college fest day, dressed up. So I have to specify. Festival. Let's say like this, and I will create a scene. So it depends on what I've just written something not very good script, but you have to think, you have to be very creative what you want in your video. This is basically this. If I want, I can just go ahead. This is a script which I can write. This is, I can upload certain pictures into this. I can upload an image into it. Let's say I will upload certain images from here. I just randomly do whatever I wish. Like this. And you can search also. Dancing. Selecting this picture. This I can delete. Delete this. Add up one blank thing, and in that, I'm going to just add certain videos. Let's say I'll search for Indian. Let's see if it comes. I can trim this. See, students, there are a lot of things. The thing is that, for example, this is the entire video. I can play this video. If I want, I can trim it somewhere. These images are actually free to use. It is from Shutterstock. If I'm not liking it, I will just delete it. Let me trim it to this part. Let's say add. This is added. May add one day. I will add headline to this text. You write heading and do that. Can add a voiceover. I can record, I can add it. So a lot of things you can do, students. Please try this on. You can use your creativity. You can use so next thing, I'm going to send you by tomorrow one file of certain sessions I've taken on generative AI with certain tools and certain exercises. If the students want, you can pass on to them and let them use that to learn it better way, okay, and to
Yes, sir.
understand. Okay. Bye.